Today we explore the captivating birth of cinema, where creativity ignited the spark of imagination. It all began in the late 19th century when two French brothers, Auguste and Louis Lumière, held the first public film screening. This historic event, featuring short clips of everyday life like a train arriving at a station, marked the beginnings of cinema. This is when we enter Georges Méliès, a visionary who transformed these moving images into narrative storytelling. He took this nascent art form to a new level, creating fantastical worlds and weaving stories that enthralled audiences. Méliès's groundbreaking film, A Trip to the Moon, showcased the potential of cinema as a medium to transport viewers to distant, imagined realities. His innovative approach paved the way for the future of filmmaking, setting the stage for a century of cinematic evolution. Thus, the enchanting journey of cinema began, opening doors to a new form of artistic expression. Try to visualize a domain where stories were told without a single spoken word. Welcome to the silent film era, a time when the magic of cinema was purely visual. This period, spanning from the late 19th century to the late 1920s, was an era of pure creativity and innovation. It was during this time that legends like Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and Clara Bow graced the silver screen. Without the luxury of dialogues, these trailblazers of cinema relied on exaggerated physical comedy, expressive faces, and highly dramatic gestures to convey their stories. Charlie Chaplin, for instance, became an iconic figure in silent cinema. His character, the Tramp, with his toothbrush mustache, cane, and oversized shoes, is still recognized worldwide. Chaplin's unique blend of comedy and social commentary truly exemplified the power of silent storytelling. Then there was Buster Keaton, known as the Great Stone Face. His deadpan expression in the midst of chaotic situations was a comedic style that was uniquely his own. Keaton was also a master of visual gags and stunts, oftentimes risking his own life for the perfect shot. And who could forget Clara Bow, the it girl of the silent film era? Her vibrant personality and expressive eyes made her a perfect fit for the era's storytelling style. She was a symbol of the roaring 20s, embodying the spirit of fun and rebellion. But the silent era was not just about the actors, it was also a time of incredible advancements in cinematography. Filmmakers experimented with camera angles, lighting, and editing techniques to enhance storytelling. They played with shadows to create mood, used close-ups for dramatic effect, and discovered the power of the cut to create seamless transitions between scenes. This era was a testament to the power of visual storytelling. It challenged filmmakers to convey complex emotions, build tension, and tell compelling stories, all without uttering a single word. It was a time of innovation and creativity that pushed the boundaries of what was possible in film. The silent era laid the foundation for the film language we know today. What happened when cinema found its voice? Let's travel back in time to that historic moment. The late 20s marked a seismic shift in the film industry as silent films gave way to talkies. Imagine the awe and wonder as audiences first heard synchronized sounds emanating from the screen. It was nothing short of magic. The Jazz Singer, released in 1927, is often hailed as the first successful talkie. But this transition wasn't smooth sailing. Filmmakers grappled with new challenges, from rethinking storytelling techniques to dealing with technical limitations of early sound recording. Some stars of the silent era, with their expressive pantomime and slapstick comedy, struggled to adapt to this new era of sound, but as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. This period of upheaval sparked off a wave of innovation, leading to the development of new genres, narrative styles, and cinematic techniques. What about the glitz and glamour of Hollywood? Well, let's take a journey back to the mid-20th century, an era fondly remembered as the golden age of Hollywood. From the early 30s to the late 50s, cinema was a thriving industry, marked by the rise of the studio system and the production of some of the most iconic films in history. The golden age was characterized by the dominance of major studios, often referred to as the Big Five. These were Paramount, Warner Brothers, RKO, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, and 20th Century Fox. These studios not only produced and distributed films, but also controlled the movie theaters where those films were shown. It was an era of vertical integration, where the studios had a firm grip on every aspect of a film's life cycle. The star system was another unique feature of the golden age. The studios would sign contracts with actors, directors, and other filmmaking talents, creating a stable of stars that became the face of their brand. These stars were meticulously groomed and marketed to the public, and their off-screen lives were often as newsworthy as the roles they played on the silver screen. One cannot talk about the Golden Age without mentioning the iconic films that it produced. Among the many classics, Gone with the Wind stands out, an epic romance set against the backdrop of the American Civil War. This film, along with others like Casablanca and The Wizard of Oz, captivated audiences with their compelling narratives and larger-than-life characters. The Golden Age was also a time of innovation and experimentation. Filmmakers pushed the boundaries of storytelling, introducing audiences to new genres and narrative structures. They experimented with sound and color, adding depth and richness to the cinematic experience. The studio system and the star system had their downsides, often leading to exploitative practices and stifling creative freedom. Yet, despite these challenges, the Golden Age left an indelible mark on the world of cinema. It set the stage for the evolution of filmmaking, influencing the art and craft of cinema in ways that can still be seen today. The Golden Age was truly a time when Hollywood shone the brightest. When did horror, comedy, and westerns become mainstream? And how did technology transform cinema? These questions take us to the next stage of our journey through cinematic history. As the Golden Age of Hollywood unfolded, so too did the rise of distinct film genres. Some of the earliest genres to gain popularity were horror, comedy, and westerns, each reflecting the societal, cultural, and political climates of their times. Horror films, with their chilling tales and eerie atmospheres, tapped into the universal human fears and anxieties, serving as an outlet for the collective dread of the unknown. Comedy, on the other hand, found its roots in the everyday absurdities of life, providing audiences with a cathartic escape from the harsh realities of the world. Westerns, with their tales of frontier life, embodied the spirit of the American dream, encapsulating the nation's ethos of freedom, adventure, and individualism. Meanwhile, as these genres were carving out their places in the cinematic landscape, technology was busy revolutionizing the way films were made and experienced. The introduction of color, for instance, brought an entirely new dimension to storytelling, allowing filmmakers to use hues and tones as tools for conveying emotion and enhancing narrative depth. The advent of widescreen formats, too, was a game changer. It expanded the visual canvas, enabling directors to compose more elaborate and visually striking scenes. And then, of course, there were the developments in special effects and computer-generated imagery, or CGI. These transformed the visual language of cinema, pushing the boundaries of what was possible to depict on screen. From fantastical creatures to breathtaking landscapes, special effects and CGI opened up a world of endless possibilities, forever changing our expectations of the cinematic experience. Cinema thus became a mirror of society, reflecting its fears, joys, and dilemmas, all in Technicolor. It became a platform for exploring the human condition, a canvas for artistic expression, and a tool for social commentary. And through it all, technology continued to play a pivotal role, driving the industry forward and shaping the way we tell and consume stories. Ever wondered how films like Star Wars and Jurassic Park changed the film industry? Well, let's dive into the blockbuster era, an epoch in the late 20th century, marked by high-concept films and franchises. The blockbuster era redefined cinema in many ways. It was a time when filmmakers started to realize the potential of a good story combined with breathtaking visuals and groundbreaking special effects. This led to the creation of some of the most iconic films we know today. Star Wars took us to a galaxy far, far away. Jurassic Park revived the dinosaurs, and Jaws made us think twice before stepping into the ocean. These films created a cultural phenomenon with audiences flocking to theaters in droves, leading to enormous box office profits. These films created a cultural phenomenon with audiences flocking to theaters in droves, leading to enormous box office profits. The blockbuster era was about pushing the boundaries of what was possible in cinema. Filmmakers began to experiment more with special effects, sound design, and storytelling techniques, setting the stage for the visually stunning and immersive films we see today. Fast forward to the present day, the film industry is in the midst of a digital age. Technology has not only changed the way films are made, but also how they are distributed. Streaming platforms are challenging traditional theaters, offering audiences the convenience of watching their favorite films and series from the comfort of their homes. Yet, despite these challenges, opportunities are also emerging. Virtual reality, augmented reality, and other immersive technologies are paving the way for new forms of storytelling. Filmmakers now have a plethora of tools at their disposal to create more engaging and interactive experiences for audiences. As we stand on the brink of yet another revolution in cinema, one can only wonder, what's next? Will we see a shift towards more immersive storytelling? Will virtual reality become the norm? Or will we see a resurgence of traditional cinema in response to the digital onslaught? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the future of cinema is bound to be exciting, unpredictable, and absolutely spellbinding.